Alright, this is a 60 Grassy commentary against Trash. A lot of people know him as Peric. So basically, starting off, we are running a Monarchs book, and believe they're running a generic rush book with DK and Boulder. Um, he has a pretty strong book early on, but we get first turn, which is nice. Um, and in this game, usually what I like to do is, if I get a first turn flash, you want to go somewhere where you force them to blast from past you, just to deflight, but don't make yourself flashable. If you can do that, and just run out their BFTPs early on as much as possible, I think you'll be in a really good spot, especially if you can get minion advantage or whatnot. Um, but yeah, let's just see what happens and we'll analyze some of these plays. This was not a very long game, um, but I think there's some pretty interesting moves that he and I both made. Um, so we'll watch for that. So he goes in, uh, he uses his BFTP, so he has 3 left. And right here, he opts to, you know, you can either opt to like mud the Monarchs, mechanical arrow, so he opts to mud them. Um, Personally, I would have tried to mech arrow them, you know. I think at slow speed it could work, and killing them both like that and keeping me trapped like this, you know, would have been optimal. But now he just created land for me, so I can't get flashed off. Um, and one monarch can basically live if I flash out. Okay, so I don't think he's in a bad spot right now. He uses BFTP number 2 to put me in a pit. He knows I don't have flight, so what he could have done is he could have also BFTP'd this monarch, um, and potentially just mudded me at that point, you know. Um, but he opts to undead the monarch. Though the thing is, at 10 HP, if I drain this swarm on the edge here, it's probably gonna kill the monarch as well. So these are 2 plays, like back to back. I think he did suboptimally. Okay, so he summons his Storm Spirit. It's not really a threat. I don't think he runs Hurricane, so really he has to use up a turn to use Shock Shield, which I think is a pretty weak part of his book. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, if I was him, I would like stand here or something. Maybe have like the Storm Spirit up here to block a flash, or like here to block a flash, and I would just mega, um, potentially to kill the Pegasus if I thought I could pull it off. But what he opts to do is he opts to, let's see, he's taking the Storm Spirit up here. His concern is probably, oh, he's gonna aura stack my Storm Spirit, so I'm gonna put it at the top of the map. Um, but the thing is, when he puts his Storm Spirit up there like this, I can Ice Shield it and jump out without wasting a boss from the pass or anything. Though he positions himself really nicely here, he forces me to use a boss from the pass to basically get out, um, in any case. So that was really good by him. So I have to rush forward. I have to use up my flight and a boss from the pass and an ice shield, um, because I really want to just take this out of the game and take out a minion slot from him. So, and it's really important I don't fail that. But At this point, I have a minion advantage. This guy's stuck. He's not really doing anything for him. He used 2 blasts from the past already. Um, if he flashes out like this and he blasts from the past a tree from here, he'll have used 3. So I'll be at a pretty good advantage, I think, at that point. Um, so definitely want to keep him trapped to at least get the blast from the past out. I think I decide, hey, let me just um, summon monarchs. Summoning monarchs just puts a lot of pressure on him to like actually deal with it. You know, even if he has like shock shield and whatnot, and he wants to go for me, he has to deal with the monarchs first. And then I also have the Pegasus, so it's already like a pretty bad spot for him. But I will say, like, apart from those 2 early plays and putting the Star Spirit up here, I don't think he's made any more mistakes thus far. But one thing is like this thing, what he's doing here, like the proc shield. Um, I think he knows I carry Skyray, so it's like I can basically advance 1 turn, keep him more trapped, which is what I do, and take out his proc shield. And then also I can spread out my monarchs, so that they can't be both trapped or anything like that. Um, so I'm in a pretty good spot here, to be honest. I position a monarch here in case he does like a blast from the past and wants to like hop over. But I kind of want to be careful in case he has like a Skyray, so that they don't both die. But no, I don't think they'll both die if he has a Skyray, which I don't think he does with his book. He has Shock Shield, Mega, DK. Okay, so this one's interesting. I I want to kill his Swarm, right? And my Pegasus is 40 HP, so if he takes one more Shock Shield hit, that could be really bad for me. So um, I opt to try to aura stack the Swarm he has. And this is a really risky play because I'm really short on time. You know, I think I had like a second left. But the good news is we managed to kill the Swarm. Now, this is an interesting mech arrow. So, him hitting my Pegasus like that, that's the thing. Like, that's why, that's another mistake he made. He was flighted. If I was him, my Pegasus can't get through here, right? So I would just like stand here maybe instead of standing like directly on the Pegasus. Um, Possibly if I could have, just so that basically, wait, let me check this again, just so I can be sure. Basically, if I was him, I would try to stand in a position where my shock shield doesn't hit the Pegasus. This was not a terrible play either, with the you kill 3 minions. Um, but yeah, he's not in a great spot right now. So he has 1 blast from the past left. I I don't want to flash because I feel like it's very risky. It might not work. So I have to keep him trapped there where he has to try to border hop out. Um, and at this point, I need to get my minions back up. Because when you have minions, you have to focus on those minions and you can use them to trap and whatnot. So it's always good to just keep your minions up and running. So his shock shield runs out, which is really good for me. Um, and I don't know about this move. I would have personally shock shielded myself because that also protects me from DK, like if I was him. So I feel like that's a mistake. Um, but for some reason, he wants it on his Storm Spirit. And my idea is, okay, he has one blast from the past left. I need to keep his Storm Spirits trapped, basically, because if I can do that, then it has Shock Shield. It's just being wasted. It's not doing anything. Um, which I don't think I do too well there. I could have probably stood like more here, but there's a risk it wouldn't have worked. So I just positioned this here in case he wants to do that little hop, which is also why I would recommend that he would shock shield because then, it'd be a little harder. He could jump over here, shock shield that, potentially shock shield me, go stall somewhere. But he doesn't do that. Okay, so he tries to blast from the pass out, but there's a little part of the ice shield still there. And then he hits the Pegasus, and at that point he just gives up.